Hey everyone, Draco Magnius here for the second bonus episode of Let's Play Ni no Kuni. In the last episode, we found all of the Golden Grove fairies and brought them back home. In this episode, we're going to help the Pirate King of Justice claim the Castaway Corsairs, something like that, treasure. But before we do that, I have some things I need to bring up about this particular video. This is the third time I am filming this. The first time, I forget what the problem was exactly. I think I accidentally pulled out the cable that has my microphone connected to my laptop because I moved my foot and yanked it out without realizing, which ruined everything. Then, the second time I tried to film it, the program just froze, completely ruining everything. That was fun. So hopefully, this time I record it, it goes on without a hitch. Hopefully. Oh, and the other thing I needed to bring up, I loaded my save file and realized it was before we got the fairy, so I had to do that quest again. Things are not going well for me. But anyway, let's get started. This girl might know something. Heather, do you know anything about the Castaway Corsairs? Yes, of course. Mother tells me one of their tales every night before I go to sleep. Last night she told me about when they went to an island that was far, far away and found treasure there. Neat, do you remember the name of the island? It was the Island of Mine. No, that was not it. It was the Island of Not Mine. No, that's not right. No Island of Mine, perhaps? No Island of Mine, you say? Hold on, that name rings a bell. Certainly does, and I mean, she's close. She's talking about the No Longer Mine. So, let's head off to there. Well, no treasure, but there's this monument here. What's this stone over by here, then? Some kind of writing on it, too. Now, what does this say? Treasure in No Longer Mine. It's quite rare for the captain to find the treasure we're looking for as soon as we land, but that's what happened this time. His face was a real picture. I've never seen him look quite so proud of himself. I was happy he'd found the treasure and all, but he didn't have to look quite so smug about it. A Castaway Corsair. Pulling this up so you can translate it. I technically have the translation for 5 different things already written down. Because again, this isn't my first time recording this. But I'll give you some time to pause so you can translate it. Alright, and your time is up. It says either 2V or 2U. That character there can be U or V, so it's, you know, a little unclear which one it has to be. This must be one of the places marked on the treasure map, huh? Yeah, looks that way. You know, I can just imagine that old captain grinning like a Cheshire cat. Alright, back to Castaway Cove to get some more intel. Alright, now let's see what this old man has to say. Excuse me, sir, do you know anything about the Castaway Corsairs? We're interested in learning as much about them as we can. Oh, I'm sure I know what you're interested in, young man. Treasure! Ha ha ha! Very well. The continent of Autumnia is divided by a mountain range, in the foothills of which is a steep incline known as Billigoat's Bluff. It is said that the Castaway Corsairs left the safety of their ships and scaled these hills in search of treasure. Perhaps they rather fancied themselves as part-time mountain bandits. Ha ha! Alright, good a place check as any. Off to Perdita then. Alright everyone, we're back. Instead of meeting you directly in front of the stone, I figured I'd do this in the air because I wanted to make note of something. If you look at where this path is here, this is probably the path that the Castaway Corsairs made. Because they're in a ship, so they made landfall there, climbed all the way up here, around there, into this area, and whoever's been carving stone. By the way, that's another thing I'd like to make note of. Someone has been leaving these stone monuments here and carving them. What, did they, like, do the adventure? The guy came over here after they had got the treasure, whatever. It's like, alright, and now to leave this memo of reminiscence of what we've just done. Or was this, like, an afterthought? Like, this guy was an older man at this point, and he went to all the places where they got treasure, and like, you know what, I'm gonna carve up some stone things to mark our adventures. I mean, either way, it's kind of silly, but I am curious which one is the way this was done. Was this during, an afterthought? What's this stone over by here, then? Some kind of writing on it, too. Now, what does this say? Yeah, this is the intro to every single statue, so I'm not going to read it after this point. The Booty of Billy Goat's Bluff. Climbing the hills from the bay where we landed was a long, hard slog. But at least the treasure was where it was supposed to be for once. I just can't wait to get back to the sea. I start feeling sick if I spend too long on dry land. The captain seems to be faring even worse. I've caught him rocking from side to side, muttering, "The sea. The sea." More than once now. If we don't get back to the boat soon, I fear we'll have to carry him. A Castaway Corsair. Time to translate. Alright, and this one is 6I or 6J. It's one of those symbols that has a dual meaning. That must be one of the places marked on the treasure map, huh? This is also repeated, so we're ignoring it from this point on. And it though, I'm a bit surprised these pirate types would have come this far inland in search for treasure mines. Indeed. I feel like I may have missed one because it's kind of out of order. But, oh well, back to Castaway Cove. Ah, here we go. I missed this woman. I went past her to the person a little further down south. So I'm doing this a little out of the order I originally did it. Excuse me, ma'am. Would you be able to tell us anything about the Castaway Corsairs? Anything at all? Ah, is it the treasure they found that you wish to hear about, perhaps? Well, many people know of the shipwrecked shore and the reason for its ominous name. But not so many know that the Castaway Corsairs once ran aground there themselves. Or so the legend goes. Thanks, ma'am. We'll go take a look. Indeed we will. Off to, the Vault of Tears. That's the closest place to it. There you are. Alright, here we are at the next stone. I forgot to bring up the map to let you know where the other ones were. Although it's not too hard to find. They're not marked on your map, mind. But it isn't really that hard to find them. On the No Longer Mine, I can't really mark on the map or anything because I'm doing this all in the video. But that one wasn't too hard to find. It's on a raised area. And the Billy Goat's Bluff, it's on the third area you can get to. But anyway, this one. Yep, what does it say? Scavenging on shipwrecked shore. The tides have washed all sorts of things on the shipwrecked shore beach. Just as we landed, in fact, we saw that a wrecked pirate ship had been lifted onto the sand. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to have been full to the gunwales with treasure. These are the days about which every pirate dreams. Castaway Corsair. Once again, I will give you 10 seconds to translate that, and I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, and that is time. That one says 3B. Yeah, I reckon. But never mind that, Ollie boy, look around! There's shipwrecks aplenty around here! Let's go and see if there are any leftover treasures to be had! There aren't. I looked before. Before we go back to Castaway Cove, I forgot, I should probably apologize this. I'm recovering from a cold still, so my voice might, sound weird at times. So I'm gonna apologize for that now. I just really wanted to record, because I don't have anything to upload at the moment. I have no choice. And I have some time off, and I really, really wanted to record. Anyway, Castaway Cove. Right, let's see what this woman has to say. Excuse me, ma'am, do you know anything about the Castaway Corsairs? We heard all sorts of tales about them. Ah, yes. These are old tales indeed. Recall one about them finding treasure on an island covered in birds. Now, what might that have been called? Swan Island? Ugly Duckling Isle? One of those, I'm certain. Yeah, it's the same cluster of isles. Shouldn't be too hard to find which one. Alright then, to Ugly Duckling Isle. I guess I'll just travel out of town and use Tengri to get there. Actually, Ding Dong Dell is technically closer. Alright, and here we are. Here it is on the map. Oh, and it looks like there's a bounty hunt over here as well. Well, that's not this episode. A discovery on Swan Island. Not only does Swan Island look like a bird, it's actually covered in the things. No, it's not. Well, I mean, I suppose there's one right there, but apart from that one, no, there aren't birds all over the place. What the heck is he talking about? Anyway. Wait, did I mislead? Whatever. They didn't like it when the captain started digging for treasure, though. Huge flocks of them started pecking at him all at once. They probably thought he was after their eggs. I'll never forget the captain trudging back to the ship muttering about blasted birds and roasting them all. A Castaway Corsair. Alright. So here's your 10 seconds. Your time is up. It says 4L. Yep, almost read that dialogue box. Probably, yeah. I quite like the captain's style, I've got to say. Yeah, me too. He seems like a fun guy. Anyway, back to, you guessed it, Castaway Cove. Alright, now this guy is where my last attempt at this froze. So I'm hoping it works this time. Side note, I picked up a Grand Axe and a Great Sword from Perdita. That is where you get them. I mean, I needed it for the Sainted Sword. Well, I needed it for the Demon Axe and the Sainted Sword, respectively. And the Sainted Sword becomes Skyfall Sword, I think? Yeah. Anyway. Man, all these burps. I mean, some of them kind of mingled in with my speaking, so I can't really cut those out. I can cut that one out, though. Anyway, sidetracked. Moving on. Excuse me, we're wondering if you could tell us anything about the Castaway Corsairs. Me? Surely I am no expert. But I do recall the tale of how they found treasure in the bar something. It was somewhere coastal. I seem to remember the story saying that they returned in a mood's most foul, even though they succeeded in finding the treasure they sought. Strange. Well, we only know one place with bar in the beginning of its name. That's the Baron, so off to Skull Mountain. Alright, and here we are in the Barrens. There it is on the map. Treasure in the Barrens. Finding this treasure was no mean feat, I assure you. No matter where we looked or where we dug, we could find no trace of the blasted thing. Only after we had reduced the entire coastline to an unsightly collection of holes and hillocks did we find a little chest. Probably why it looks so horrible over on that side. Although, to be fair, the stone's on this side. And it's pretty barren over here too, but there are some trees, so I don't know. This is probably the end of where... Oh, hey, here's the chest. With a single coin inside it. To say that the captain was furious would be an understatement. Understandable, they went through all this work to get one coin. A Castaway Corsair. You know what I've been thinking? It's only 2 characters you're translating. 10 seconds might be too long. Let's give you 5 seconds. And your time is up. This one is 5A. Sounds about right. 1 gold coin, eh? I'd be flippin' gutted. Yeah, and so were they. Anyway, back away to Castaway Cove. Alright, what does this lady have to say? Excuse me. Have you heard about the Castaway Corsairs? Most naturally. There's no one in this town who has not, I am sure. The tales of their adventures have been popular bedtime stories for generations. Wow, really? Would you mind telling us one? Well, there's the one about when they headed northwest in search of a treasure located on a tiny and intensely cold island. A location with climate quite different to their native Castaway Cove. They say it was gripped by an eternal winter. I've even heard versions of the tale that mention something called snow. A soft white substance that falls from the skies. Well, a small island in the Yule area, because obviously it's the Yule area because she said cold, would make me think that it's Sleigh Bell Isles, but if I remember correctly, before I noticed that the video had frozen, that was incorrect. So, I'm gonna go looking. I'll meet you on the correct island. Alright, here it is. This is Tiny Tim of the Scrooge Islands. I mean, tiny's in the name. And it is a small isle. But all the way to the north there, that's the Sleigh Bell Isles. That's significantly smaller, I feel, but whatever. Nope, we've already read that. Tiny Tim's Treasure. Oh, I should probably write this part down myself. Tiny Tim. Okay. And now I can translate it myself. I'm going to give you a bit more time because I myself have to translate it live on screen. We managed to get our mitts on the treasure, but we suffered for it. Most of the crew were still wearing their swimwear from Castaway Cove and caught awful colds. It's a miracle no one froze to death. We probably only survived because we wrapped ourselves in our beach towels. If we ever come here again, we're wearing the biggest, thickest woolen clothes we can find. A Castaway Corsair. Alright, now as I said, I'm translating this live on screen, so I'll give you as long as it takes me. Alright, the answer is 1K. Unless I'm incorrect, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. Anyway, one of the places. Yeah, must be, eh? Honestly, what kind of idiot takes to the high seas in nothing but swimming trunks, I ask you? That's a fair point. I mean, you never know when the weather's going to change on the open sea. Anyway, back to Castaway Cove, get the next few. Alright, what do you gotta say? I was gonna call him an old guy, but he's not really old. He's more middle-aged, looks like. Anyway. Excuse me, sir. Do you know anything about the gang of pirates who used to live in this town? Ah, you mean the Castaway Corsairs, I think. As a child, nothing would excite me more than hearing tales of their adventures. My favorite was always the one in which they went to Bungler's Bay, west of here. Their captain nearly met his end there, I believe. Really? Wow. Well, then I guess to Bungler's Bay. Okay, here we are at Bungler's Bay. I don't know why I opened that. I wanted to open this. The Bounty of Bungler's Bay. No sooner had we uncovered a buried treasure chest than the captain lost his balance on deck and fell into the sea, taking the chest and its contents with him. We managed to haul the captain aboard uninjured, but the chest sank to the bottom of the sea. And to think, he's the one always telling us to watch our step. A Castaway Corsair. Alright, let's see what you are. Well, I have the number already. Having difficulty locating that symbol on the list. Maybe I'm just looking too quickly. Is it not a letter? It is not. This one is only numbers. And it's 73. Weird. Very weird. There must be a cryptograph or something. Looks like it. Crikey, I thought the captain was a goner there, man. I don't know. I mean, they did mention that he almost met his end, but the fact he said almost kind of spoils the fact that, no, he did not die. Anyway. Back to Castaway Cove. Okay, guys, I made a bit of a blunder. There's no more people left, so now we go back to our captain here. Well, did you find the pirate treasure? Sorry, we didn't find any treasure. Seems the Castaway Corsairs already took it all. You see, your map doesn't show places where the Castaway Corsairs hid their treasure. It shows where they first found it all those years ago. Yeah, there's big stone monuments all in all the places marked on the map, see? And each one tells the story of a treasure found there. Can it be? I had been so looking forward to uncovering the pirate treasure. That's not all, though. There was some other strange writing on the monument as well. Yeah, 2 Nulskin letters on each one, ain't it? And 2 numbers on the last one. Really? Some kind of clue, I'm sure. The letters are put together in order. Perhaps they reveal the location of the entire treasure hoard. Crikey, that's clever! Well, we wrote down all the Nulskin we saw, so... What? Please show me. Allow me to read what it says. So the writing on the monument says... How do you speak that? Exactly. No, seriously, how do you speak that? Well, he's put them in order, so I'm just going to write that down casually. I mean, I have all of the things, but, you know, I'm going to write it in the order he has it set, just to be safe. Alright, I'm done writing down the things in the order he put. I don't know why this is the order that he thinks they go in, but this is the order he thinks they go in. Flippin' heck, I can't make heads nor tails of that, mun. Well, I guess we just have to decode it all. Please let me know when you've done so. I shall wait for you here. Excuse me? Huh? How do I decode it? Is there a hint on how to decode it, or are you just saying, hey, decode it? Text on the monument read. Are they coordinates? Huh? I'm sorry, maybe I just don't know something I should be knowing. I'm gonna have to look this up because I have no idea where to begin with letters and numbers. I thought it was a cipher, but for it to be a cipher, you kind of need the key for it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, apparently what we need to do is put all of this in alphanumerical order. So you take the one number that's in front, and that's how you arrange them. It's not as complicated as I thought. I was overcomplicating things, which is usually the case. So, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1 is K. 2 is V or U, so let's go with U. 3 is B. Okay, 4 was L. 5 is A. 6, let's go with I, because I don't think J would fit there. And 7 was 3. Kublai. It spells Kublai. And then there's a 3 at the end for some reason. To the Iron Wyvern, then. Alright. I'm back here. Because I have to talk to him first, is what I just discovered. Have you done it? Have you decoded the writing on the monuments? Indeed, I have. Kublai Khan the Third? Kublai? Is he known to you? He sure is. You must have heard of Kublai, King of the Sky Pirates, right? Wonder if they're related. I bet my bottom gills are on it, Ollie boy. Cool, getting proper interesting this is. I reckon we should pay old Kublai a visit. See what he makes of it. Now I can go to the Iron Wyvern. Of course, I have to have the game acknowledge that I've already decoded the thing. Alright, now let's talk to Kublai. Ahoy there, lad! How go the preparations for the final battle? They're fine. There's, something I wanted to ask you, Captain Kublai. Well, spit it out then! You'll get nowhere playing coy with me! Did you ever hear somebody called Kublai Khan the Third? Grrr! How'd you come to hear that name? So you have heard of him? Aye, of course I've heard of him! He was the father of my father's father! What business do you have with the old dog? A boy gave us a treasure map in Castaway Cove. And when we followed it, we found all these monuments, and the letters carved in them spell out Kublai the Third. Or Kublai 3. Because that's actually what it spells out. Is that so? Makes sense, I suppose. Legend has it that the third to bear the name Kublai Khan was captain of a band of bloodthirsty pirate scoundrels. His name was known and feared in his day, but that was many an age ago. Wow, so he was a real-life pirate legend, huh? More than that, a hero! Tales tell that no matter how much he plundered, he could spend it all in an instant. How does that make him a hero? He was a hero. No matter how much money he had, he always spent it. All of it. Really quickly. That doesn't sound like a hero. That sounds like someone with a really loose coin purse. That doesn't sound very heroic. Thank you, Oliver. He gets it. Sounds flippin' idiotic if you ask me. And so does Drippy. You might be right there. The legend also speak of a treasure that was worth more to him than any other. They do? Gee. Do you think it really could have existed? Aye, lad. I know little of it, but they say he carried it with him to his dying day. Crikey, it must have been one tiny treasure for a legendary pirate not to want to let it go. They say it was finally hidden away in the depths of a forest on an island somewhere. Wow, that's so specific. Thank you. The depths of a forest on an island somewhere. Well, that just narrows it down to a bunch of places. Thanks. An island so inhospitable that no ship could reach it. Oh, I know exactly where it is now. Flip, Mun! We've got to find it. Come on, Ollie boy. It's treasure hunting time. Neato. I sure hope we can find it. If you do, you'd best set aside my share of the spoils, or I'll have your thieving guts for garters. Oh, if it's what I think it is, this is going to be very disappointing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Broken Crown and the very last monument we're seeing. It's another monument! It is, too. The words on it are faded, though, eh? Can't make head nor tail of it. Do you think it's something to do with Kublai's great-great-great-grandfather's most valuable treasure? The one he told us about. It must be. Hey, if we use magic, we can probably make it out so that we can read the words, huh? Go on then, give it a go. Where is rejuvenate? Nino, the writing's just like new. Nice work, Ollie boy! Right then, let's have a read, shall we? The greatest treasure of all. They say that life is an adventure. And so it is proved for us, braving terrible storms and giant waves. We have explored every corner of this wondrous world. We've seen such sights as no man could imagine, felt cold that chilled the blood, and the heart that singed the skin. Heat that singed the skin, rather. We've amassed countless treasures, and spent just as many bested countless foes, and paid victory's heavy price. But finally, our journey is at an end. After all this time and all this traveling, I have discovered the greatest treasure of all. A life spent with friends. Boo! Boo! Look, I like the power of friendship trope as much as the next guy, as long as it's done right. But I've spent this entire quest, all of this time and energy deciphering all of this for a platitude about friendship? Boo, I say! I demand at least some guilders. To this, no worldly wealth can compare. As a tribute to the times my friends and I shared, I have made records of my dearest memories and placed them around the world as we explored together. I hope that one day another adventurer will find them and will discover the value of companionship on one's journey and be severely disappointed that all they got was this stupid platitude about friendship on my stupid monuments. I laugh at you from beyond the grave. Ha ha ha! In your face. Here lies Kublai Khan III of that name, captain of the indomitable spirit and massive troll. So it's a grave, is it? I guess so. Gee, it sure sounded like Kublai's great-great-great-grandfather had a fun life. So the time you spent with your friends is the greatest treasure in the whole world. That's a bit pretentious, ain't it? Huh? Well, I think I kind of get what he's saying, though. I mean, my memories of traveling around this world with you guys, they're the best I have. Yeah, but... Holy boy, it's really... Crikey, it's flipping boring by here, ain't it? Let's get back to Castaway Cove, shall we? Might as well. Let's go tell the future King of the Pirates of Justice that this was a colossal waste of everyone's time. Look, it might sound jaded what I'm saying, and I can totally agree with it that it sounds jaded and cynical, that I'm like, gee, I wish it was treasure. I wish it was something valuable, not just, by the way, friendship is valuable. But it's something that I am well aware of. Like, it is the heaviest of heavy-handed tropes. I mean, I was half expecting that to be the case when I saw, by the way, the name of the quest is The Greatest Treasure, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Maybe that's not the treasure, but I'm pretty sure I saw that it's like The Greatest Treasure or something like that. Where are you? There you are. The Greatest Treasure. Yeah, as soon as I saw that, my first thought in the back of my mind was like, oh god, this is going to be about friendship, isn't it? Man. Well, where is he? Time to break the bad news. Hey, as long as I get rewarded, maybe this will be worth it. Ah, you finally returned. You have something to report, perhaps? Yeah. We sure do. Kublai Khan III was our friend Kublai's great-great-great-grandfather, and he was the captain of the Castaway Corsairs. I thought as much. Truly I did. So Kublai sent us off to find out what the old fellow left behind, see? The greatest treasure of all, ain't it? Ha-ha! And what did you find? You must tell me at once. Well, it's probably not what you were expecting. You're probably going to be disappointed. But surely not another puzzle. Nah, man, it was old Kublai Khan's grave, ain't it? His grave? Uh-huh. But there was a message, too. After all this time and all this traveling, I have discovered the greatest treasure of all is a life spent with friends. Proper wise words from the old sea dog there, ain't it? Memories of good times with your buddies are way more precious than boring old treasure like. Hold on. No, they flippin' ain't. What a load of old rubbish! That pirate wants his head looking at. I see. So there never was any treasure to be found? Nope, just a bunch of stories that you probably already knew because you've probably heard these stories because they're bedtime stories told commonly here. But Kublai III's words have only made me more determined to have my own adventures. With friends, of course. Well, as long as it motivated you. Gee, that's great. We'll be rooting for you and your friends. Thank you. I thought our search for treasure was not though our search for treasure was not successful. Sorry. Had a big cough there that was building up. The tales you've brought back with you gave me untold pleasure. In fact, please allow me to give you this in exchange for all the excitement you've brought into my life. Woo! 2 evil eyes and guilders! How the hell did he get the evil eyes? And that money? No, seriously, where'd this kid get that money in those primo items? Okay. I'll have to ponder on that. Oh, and please take these also. I found them in the governor's storeroom, near the place where I discovered the map. May they help you manufacture the mightiest of weapons. Ooh. Alright, let's take a look at those. I don't think we have anything we can possibly learn in provisions anymore. Damn! Look at those gains! A sword that was thought only to exist in legends. It is said to have been used in the creation of all things. I need a Skyfall sword, some Kaleidostones, and some Troll's Tears. Planet Splitter. Don't I have a Flitwing somewhere? I thought I did. But I need Glowstone's Evil Eyes. The infinite power of the universe resides within this blade, which slices through the air at the speed of light. Damn. I think the Primordial Sword sounds a bit stronger, though. See, that's 100 there. 110, 120, 130, 140. That'd be 112 plus the 28 would make 140. Okay, so they're even. It's just whatever you want to put in. Long Shank. Need a giant spear, but I don't have that rainbow lance. Oh god, I need so many Tachistones. It's disgusting. Huh. Didn't I have more than that in the way of Evil Eyes? I thought I did. Oh well. Well, that's all for that. Anything else we got in here? No. Alright then. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end this episode here. And the next one... I don't know. What's our next quest? I think it's Derwin, right? Yeah, because there's Greatest Treasure. Yeah, Derwin's quest is next. Okay, then we're going to do Derwin's quests. Maybe we'll do the bounty hunts. I'll have to see. Yeah, that sounds fair. Either I'll do the bounty hunts in this one, or I'll do it when we do Alchemist's quests. See you guys then.